Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Comedy on this Monday with episodes of The Jimmy Durante Show from 77 years ago. Willard Waterman is the Great Gildersleeve from 71 years ago. The Martin and Lewis Show from 72 years ago with their guest Laraine Day. And Bud Abbott and Lou Costello from 76 years ago. And we'll cap it all off with Lum and Abner on this Monday. This is the 28th day of April, 118th day of the year, 247 days left till we get to 2026. Maryland became the seventh state to ratify the Constitution on this date in 1788. Captain William Bligh and 18 sailors set adrift on this date in 1789, and the rebel crew returned to Tahiti briefly and then set sail for Pitcairn Island.
Casting me adrift 3,500 miles from a port of call, you're sending me to my doom, eh? Well, you're wrong, Christian. I'll take this boat as she floats to England if I must. I'll live to see you, all of you, hanging from the highest yardarm in the British fleet.
Charles Lawton as Captain Bligh in the 1935 motion picture Mutiny on the Bounty, who starred along Clark Gable as Fletcher Christian. Back in 1789, the real event happened. In 1930, the first night game in organized baseball in Independence, Kansas. Vaccines for yellow fever announced on this date in 1932. Benito Mussolini and his mistress Clara Petacci executed by firing squad in 1945, and it was members of the Italian resistance movement who put him out of his misery. 1947, Thor Heyerdahl, 5 members, crewmates, set out from Peru on the Kon-Tiki to prove that Peruvian natives could have settled Polynesia. President Eisenhower resigned on this date prior to his election as Supreme Commander of NATO. And in occupied Japan on this date, the U.S. occupation of Japan ended. U.S. troops landed in the Dominican Republic on this date in 1965 to forestall the establishment of a communist dictatorship and to evacuate Army troops.
I have ordered the Secretary of Defense to put the necessary American troops ashore in order to give protection to hundreds of Americans who are still in the Dominican Republic and to escort them safely back to this country.
Many skeptical of the aims of President Johnson. In 1967, Muhammad Ali refused induction into the Army at a draft board in Houston, and Army Lieutenant Colonel J. Edward McKee made the announcement.
Mr. Muhammad Ali has just refused to be inducted into the United States Armed Forces.
Boxing officials stripped Ali of his title, but the Supreme Court eventually upheld his refusal to be drafted. And one of the things as a conscientious objector is usually alternate service. And one of the people who refused to serve in the military was the gentleman who played Dr. Kildare in the motion pictures and on radio, Lou Ayres. Lou Ayres was a conscientious objector, but he did serve as a combat medic and was a good one from everything I've heard. 1967, Expo 67 opened to the public in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The opening on Broadway on this date in 1968, Hair. Now, several of its songs became anthems of the anti-Vietnam War peace movement. The musical's profanity, its depiction of the use of illegal drugs, its treatment of sexuality, its irreverence for the American flag, and its nude scene caused much comment and controversy. But the musical did break new ground in musical theater by defining the genre of rock musical, using a racially integrated cast, which even in 1968 was still a new thing, and inviting the audience on stage for a be-in finale. In 1970, President Nixon formally authorized American combat troops to fight communist sanctuaries in Cambodia. And in 1980, President Carter's Secretary of State Cyrus Vance broke with the president and resigned.
I could not support the difficult decision taken by the president on the rescue operation in Iran.
Vance made that announcement in the Department of State's press room, said he still admired the president, but would not go any further on stating why he was leaving. A brief announcement made on this date in 1986 on the Soviet television network Vremya.
An official announcement from the Council of Ministers. There has been an accident at the Chernobyl atomic power station. One of the atomic reactors was damaged. The consequences of the accident are being taken care of. Help is being given to the victims of the accident. A government commission has been set up.
It would be their first announcement about the Chernobyl nuclear power plant disaster, which still won't be cleaned up for another 50 years. 1987, U.S. engineer Ben Linder killed in an ambush by U.S.-funded Contras in northern Nicaragua. Near Maui, Hawaii, on this date in 1988, Clarabelle C.B. Lansing blown out of Aloha Airlines Flight 243, a Boeing 737, and fell to her death when part of the plane's fuselage ripped open in mid-flight. This is what one passenger experienced.
There was a very loud blast, kind of, and the air just rushed out immediately, and I thought my window had blown out. It wasn't my window, and when I looked forward, all we could see was blue sky. We all thought we were going to die. That's all there is to it.
The flight suffered extensive damage after an explosive decompression in flight, but was able to circle back and land safely at Kalahui Airport on Maui. Metal fatigue determined to be the cause of the accident on the 19-year-old airplane. 1994, former CIA official Aldrich Ames pled guilty to giving secrets of the U.S. to the Soviet Union and later Russia. 1996, President Clinton gave 4.5 hours videotaped testimony for the defense in the Whitewater controversy. The 1993 Chemical Weapons Convention went into effect on this date in 1997, with Russia, Iraq, and North Korea notable nations who had not ratified the treaty. And back in 2001, millionaire Dennis Tito became the world's first space tourist. Passing away on this date in history, Ed Begley, fine actor, also B.W. Stevenson, My Maria, also actor Rory Calhoun, a man who was an amazing pro wrestler, Lou Thez. He was a 3-time National Wrestling Alliance champion, a combined 10 years, wrestled in 7 decades from the 30s to the 90s, and he died 4 days after his 86th birthday. And that was on this date in 2002. Chris Candido, another fine wrestler, passing away on this date. Band leader Tommy Newsom. One of my daily routines is I try to watch at least a Carson monologue, if not a little more of the silliness of the show, and realize that our hosts today don't have what Carson had. But beside the point of that, Tommy Newsom, when he was filling in for Doc, Johnny would feed him lines, and he never knew what to expect, and Tommy was great. Tommy Newsom, also a fine sax player, too, passing away on this date, and astronaut Michael Collins, all leaving this mortal coil on this date. Those who are no longer with us but were born on this date include the 5th President of the United States. Do you remember who that was? President 5. James Monroe is who that was. Also, actor Lionel Barrymore, actress Carolyn Jones, and Marcia Strassman, another fine actress, born on this date.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
The lovely and talented Anne Margaret, 84 years old today. The man who followed Johnny on The Tonight Show amid a bit of controversy, if you will. Jay Leno is 75.
You ever had these reduced fat cookies? Yeah, look at the fine print. Previously known as dog biscuits.
Leno and Letterman had their moments. Jay Leno, 75 today. From Sliders and General Hospital, Kari Wuhrer is 58 today. From Blue Bloods, Bridget Moynihan is 54. She won an Academy Award for the motion picture Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Penelope Cruz is 51.
Before you, we used to cause each other so much pain, so much suffering. Without you, all this would not be possible. You know why? Because you are the missing ingredient.
Penelope Cruz, 51 today. She had got a lot of money out of the Fantastic Four movies, even though they weren't really big box office. But she also had a significant appearance in the 90210 reboot. Jessica Alba, 44.
Baby's crying in case you haven't heard. I don't remember you working for the child welfare people.
Jessica Alba, 44 today. From Glee, Harry Shum Jr. is 43, and Jenica Uskowitz from Glee is 39. Also, pro wrestler Drew Gulak is 38. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 28th day of April as their birthday. If this happens to be your birthday...
We baked you a birthday cake. If you get a tummy ache and you moan and groan and woe, don't forget we told you so. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Make a wish, dear, and blow out the candles.
Here they go.
Now on this Monday, we get underway with an episode of the Jimmy Durante Show 7 years ago, April 28, 1948. That's next on Classic Radio Theater. Ha!
Did you know that for only $10 you can supplement the food rations of a family of 4 for a whole month? Just send that $10 to CARE, spelled C-A-R-E, New York. CARE guarantees delivery of its packages to 11 different countries in Europe, as well as to India, Israel, and Japan. Don't forget to include your name and address and the name and address of the family you want to receive the CARE package, because CARE is a person-to-person, international goodwill service.
All right, Classic Radio Theater gets underway with an episode of the Jimmy Durante Show 77 years ago, April 28, 1948. His guest, by the way, the wonderfully talented Lucille Ball.
Good health to all from Rexall. From Hollywood, it's the Jimmy Durante Show.
A-dink-a-dink-a-dee, a-dink-a-doo, a-dink-a-dee.
Yes, 10,000 Rexall drugstores who carry the complete line of top-quality Rexall drug products bring you the Jimmy Durante Show with Peggy Lee, Roy Bargy and his orchestra, the Crew Chiefs Quartet, yours truly, Howard Petrie, and our special guest this evening, glamorous Lucille Ball. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Rexall's prescription for a pleasant evening. The one and only Jimmy Durante, in person.
Start off each day with a song. Now even when things go wrong, you feel better, you even look better. And now for my second number, dedicated to the little lady I had a rendezvous with last night, I'll sing. Now is the hour. I picked the wrong hour. Her father wasn't supposed to be home till midnight.
Ah, you lucky schnoz. No wonder you're in such good spirits tonight. I hear you attended the wedding of the year, Lana Turner's marriage to Bob Topping.
Not only that, Howard, look at this telegram I received last week. Lana asked me to help select her torso.
No, Jimmy, that word is trousseau.
That's life. The minute you learn how to read it, it takes the fun out of living.
Well, Jimmy, I suppose you read in the papers that Miss Turner's trousseau cost her $30,000.
A useless expenditure. Where's the line? They had that in small print. When you got a beautiful cookie like Lana, why waste money on frosting? You should have seen Lana's wedding gown. And who do you think picked it out for her?
You mean?
Durante. And what a gown it was, Howard. A bouffant skirt with scallop flounces and a peplum cummerbund made of champagne-colored lace with a creme de mint chaser. Surrounded by an embroidered bodice with a corduroy dickie and leg of mutton sleeves topped off. I knew I'd never get through it. surrounded by an embroidered bodice with a corduroy dicky and leg of mutton sleeves topped off with 2,000 pearls, complete with oysters and a choice of 2 vegetables. And Howard, the train she was wearing was even more spectacular than the gown.
Oh, but Jimmy, the gown cost $30,000. How could the train be more spectacular?
It wasn't an ordinary train. Lana was wearing the Super Chief.
Well, I suppose on the day of the wedding, you really looked like Durante the bon vivant.
It was inevitable, Howard. Inevitable. I wouldn't want this to get around, but every morning for the past month, I've been taking a bubble bath. I'm only telling you because I know it won't go any further.
A bubble bath?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, you use bubble bath? Oh, isn't this wonderful? Ladies and gentlemen of America, Jimmy Durante bathes in bubble bath.
Lucky for me, I didn't tell it to a blabbermouth. There's some things a boy doesn't even tell his scoutmaster.
Jimmy, I hope you haven't let this mad social whirl interfere with your interest in the political scene.
No, sir. I've kept the temper of the nation on the finger of my pulse. Why, did you know that last week the baseball season opened in Washington and President Truman threw out the first ball?
Well, what's so significant about that?
It's the first thing Harry's thrown at the Senators this year that they didn't throw back. There any like a Hoover vacuum you're cleaning up tonight?
Well, that's very interesting, Jimmy, but what's this I read about your plan to increase production on the farms by using music?
It's a colossal idea, Howard. My plan is to put a 20-piece orchestra in every barn, and when milking time comes around, the cow starts leading the orchestra and the farmer comes in.
Wait a minute, Schnoz. I'm willing to believe almost anything you tell me. But how can a cow lead an orchestra?
If Toscanini can do it with 1 baton, think what a cow can do with 4.
Oh, gosh, Jimmy. Brilliant schemes like that certainly keep you in the public eye.
True, Howard. It's a truism. I can't call my private life my own. Why, just today on my way down to the studio, a little old lady trips me with her umbrella, gets a stranglehold in my nose, pins me down with her knee, takes a good look at me and said, "Pardon me, I thought you were Cary Grant." Natural mistake. If you look closely, you can see we both have faces.
Yeah. Your life is so full of excitement, Jim.
Howard, you don't know the half of it. When I look back through life, I find lots of memories remain. Certain days stay in my mind and keep running through my brain. I remember the day that Edley swam the channel. What a splash! I remember the Wall Street crash. Or when Winchell first shouted flash. But there's one day that I recall, though it was years ago. All my life I will remember it, I know. I'll never forget the day I read a book. It was contagious, 70 pages. There were pictures here and there, so it wasn't hard to bear. The day I read a book. It's a shame I don't recall the name of the book. It wasn't a history, I know, because it had no plot. It wasn't a mystery, because nobody there got shot. The day I read a book, I can't remember when, but one of these days I'm gonna do it again. And literature. There's nothing like sitting home nights at the fireplace with a pipe in your mouth, a dog in your lap, and a good book at your feet. Why, I got one book at home right now that's a classic. And you know what it's called? It's called Forever Umbriago. Why, on the first page of this book, they give you the name of the girl who wrote it. And right underneath her name is her private phone number. Copyright 1939. And you know something? I've been dialing the number for 4 months now, and there's no answer. But I'm not contented to be home reading. I once spent 2 weeks in the library. Why? Because I buried my nose in a book and forgot which book I buried it in. But when I was ready to leave the library, I didn't take out a book. I didn't take out a magazine. I didn't take out a newspaper. I took out the librarian. There's no fine if you keep her out for an extra 2 days. When I finally brought her back, they had to send her out for a new binding. It wasn't a history, I know because it had no plot, it wasn't a mystery. Because nobody there got shot the day I read a book. I can't remember when, but one of these days I'm going to do it again. Yes, sir. One of these days I'm going to do it again.
If you want to be sure that the product is pure when you ask for a drug preparation, buy the Rexall line at the Rexall sign of Rexall identification.
Yes, you can be sure that more than 2,000 different drug products are pure when they bear the name Rexall. For the familiar name Rexall stands for purity, quality, and reliability in a complete line of drug products. It's no wonder that Rexall has won first place in the medicine cabinets of millions of American homes. So for any and for all of your drug needs, always buy Rexall at Rexall drugstores throughout the nation, where 25% of America buys its drug products.
If you want to be sure that the product is pure when you ask for a drug preparation, buy the Rexall line at the Rexall sign of Rexall identification.
Good health to all from Rexall.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the baseball season, I'd like to present one ball that's got plenty of curves on it. It's Lucille Ball.
Thanks for the pretty words, Jimmy.
You deserve them. Ah, Lucille, it's good to observe your pulchritudinousness again. Your lovely face, your form divine, and your hair that's out of this world.
Jimmy, it's good to see you again, too. Your stalwart, manly physique, your finely chiseled face, and your hair.
Yes, go on.
Get some more hair, and I'll finish the line.
Wait a minute. There's not much there, but every strand has a muscle. But now, let's digress to a more fruitful topic. I hear you're starring in a new Paramount picture called Sorrowful Jones.
Oh, yes, Jimmy, and it's a wonderful story. What fun it is working with Bob Hope.
Bob Hope? My nemesis. Don't mention that name to me. He's my only competition in the nose business.
Oh, Jimmy, don't worry about him. When it comes to noses, he's a retailer. You're a wholesaler.
Touche, Lucille, touche. And for your information, touche and touche is Porsche. Brilliant. I did it by arithmetic. Brilliant.
Listen, Jimmy, let's get down to the purpose of my visit here today. I heard that you were running for office, and I've got a plan that's bound to get you elected. You've got to come out solidly in favor of women managing industry.
Women managing industry? Why, it's ridiculously. They'll never show up at the office.
What do you mean?
Well, when a woman gets up in the morning, she puts on cold cream, vanishing cream, foundation cream, cucumber cream, and milkweed cream.
Well, a woman has to use cream to look good when she goes to work.
How can she go to work? She's got to keep her head in the icebox all day to keep her face from curdling. No, Lucille. Woman's place is in the home.
Oh, not anymore. Why, I bet if women were given half a chance, they'd completely take over industry and the men could take care of the house. Let's look a few years into the future and see how it would work out. Oh, boy, what a day I had at the office. Darling, I'm home. Oh, there you are. That apron and dust cap you're wearing fooled me.
It fooled the Iceman, too. He melted down 50 pounds before he discovered his error. Tell me, dear, how did things go today down at the office?
Oh, terrible. I've got a new secretary, and is he dumb? He fell off my lap 3 times.
I knew it. My mother told me you'd turn fickle as soon as I developed middle-age spread. I know I'm just a drudge.
Well, you don't have to be. I told you to get a man in to do the housework.
How can I when you only give me $30 a week to run the house? Look at Mr. Brown upstairs. His wife gives him $40 a week.
Oh, Mr. Brown. I'd give him 40 myself.
I knew it. You don't love me anymore. That's why you're so grouchy in the morning.
Well, how can I help being grouchy in the morning? Did you ever get a look at yourself with your nose up in curlers?
Well, I only do it for you. If I didn't curl it, we'd have to use twin beds. Well, maybe I'm getting a little frowsy, but what do you expect? Look at the clothes I have to wear. Your mother's old, worn-out slacks. They don't even fit me.
Well, can I help it if you're dumpier than she is?
It isn't that at all. Where I squat, she's not. And where I stoop, she droops. I'm sick of this life anyway. I liked it better when women took care of the house and men went out and earned a living.
Oh, you're just tired, dear. You've done a wonderful job around the house. Why, on Washington's birthday, you baked me a lovely cherry pie. And on Easter, you made me a beautiful bonnet. Believe me, dear, you can do anything a woman can do.
I got news for you. On Mother's Day, I resign. You see, Lucille? It just wouldn't work out.
All right, Jimmy, I thought you made a wonderful housewife.
You can't get away from it, Lucille. Females belong in the home, and here comes a female I wish I had a home for. The gal at the top of the record list, Peggy Lee.
In person?
Peggy, you know Lucille, don't you?
Sure. Hi, Lucille. Oh, where did you get that adorable dress you're wearing?
Oh, it's just a little thing I had created for me by Schiaparelli.
You should see my new...
But, Peggy, your outfit is lovely. Where did you get it?
Well, it's a new design by Hattie Carnegie.
Well, when it comes to clothes,
but,
I've
Lucille,
got to...
where did you get those stunning accessories?
Well, the shoes are by Capizio, the handbag is at Evans' creation, and the hat's by John Fredericks.
You'll notice they didn't mention Adrian. He's spending every minute whipping up my new spring halter. But we'll carry on our industrial disruption later. You gotta skip over that, boy. Meanwhile, Peggy, will you smooth my jangle noise and sing something pretty for me?
Start the music, Jimmy, and the next voice you hear will be mine. Get the one you love alone tonight. It's a sentimental thing to do. While you're walking, hold her hand so tight. It's the sentimental thing to do. Find a country lane where a robin's refrain serenades you from above, while the stars appear. Hold her ever so near, reminisce a bit and kiss a bit. Don't miss a bit of love. And be sure to say how much you care. It's the sentimental thing to do. If you offer her your dreams to share, that's the way to make your dreams come true. Treat her sweet, treat her nice. You'll be so happy if you take my advice. Don't forget to whisper, I love you. It's the sentimental thing to do. Treat her sweet, treat her nice. You'll be so happy if you take my advice. Don't forget to whisper, I love you. It's the sentimental thing, the sweet and gentle thing. It's the sentimental thing to do.
Here's a 60-second story from the Rexall Laboratory.
There are many things which can't be seen with the human eye, and among them are chemical changes in dark liquids.
That's why the Rexall Control Laboratory uses an instrument called a titrimeter, which contains an electric eye. The electric eye actually blinks when a chemical change occurs in a solution, a change which could never be noticed by the eye of a man. And what's the significance of the titrimeter? Well, it's only one of the many instruments used daily in the Rexall Control Laboratory for scientifically measuring, analyzing, and testing Rexall drug products. But it's one more strong reason why you can always depend on any product that bears the name Rexall.
So for any and for all of your drug needs, always buy Rexall at Rexall drugstores everywhere.
If you want to be sure that the product is pure when you ask for a drug preparation, buy the Rexall line at the Rexall sign of Rexall identification.
Good health to all from Rexall.
Well, Lucille and Peggy, have I convinced you that women don't belong in industry?
Well, I still don't agree with that, Jimmy. Why, look at history. Behind every great man, there was a woman.
That's right. George Washington had Martha, Abraham Lincoln had Nancy Hanks, and Artie Shaw had... Well, we don't have time to go into that.
Well, to prove to you that you're wrong, girls, I've arranged a tour of the nation's big industries to find out how they feel about women in business. Is the gang ready, Peggy?
All set, Jimmy. You carry the ball.
If it's Lucille's ball, I'll be happy to. Any state in the 48 is great.
The 48 is great, and any state is a reason we should celebrate.
We ought to celebrate, and we're gonna see just how women would be in big industry today.
Lucille Ball, Peggy Lee, take the survey with me.
Jimmy, just show us the way.
Now we've a magic carpet to take this trip.
We pull a string and away we rip.
Hey, boy, this is some magic carpet, Jimmy.
Yeah, what kind is it?
It's a genuine Persian hooked rug.
Who's that?
The Persian I hooked it from. I got a million of them. Now any state in the 48 is great.
Well, Skipper Durante, that city ahead looks like our first stop.
It's a good-sized town.
Get ready for a landing.
Everybody get your faces going.
Everybody set for we are going
to a place where beer is flowing.
Milwaukee.
We'll see if women in industry has panned out.
Here's your chance to get acquainted, so put your hand out.
To Milwaukee.
There it is. Go on down and see how women rate with the Milwaukee industrialists.
Jimmy, what industry are we visiting here in Milwaukee?
An important one, the Schultz Pickle Works. Let's go in and you do the talking.
Pardon me, sir, I'm Lucille Ball, and standing here beside me...
What is this cucumber doing out of the vinegar vat?
Please let go of my nose.
You know, most people have the pickle in the middle, but his is on top. But it's a pleasure to talk to you, Mr. Schultz. Are you always so effervescent?
Did you ever see me when I ever wasn't? Ah! Oh, I love this kind of carrying on.
Not only does it do an old joke, he steals one of mine.
Well, Mr. Schultz, we came here to find out how you think women would be in the pickle industry.
Well, it just so happens that I could use one woman. You see, this morning I had to fire my foreman.
You fired your foreman? What for?
He was pickled and the pickles wasn't.
Well, Mr. Schultz, is there any way you can tell if a young lady would fit in the pickle industry?
Well, there is one test which is conclusive. If she could bite into a pickle without puckering, she is a natural for the pickle business.
Okay, give me a pickle and I'll bite it, and I'll guarantee it doesn't make me pucker. Here goes.
Well, Lucille, how did it affect you?
That's funny. I don't feel a thing.
I'll get it for you, Mr. Schultz. Hello? What's that? You want me to keep Lucille Ball puckered up till you get here? Okay, goodbye.
Who was that?
Governor Folsom of Alabama. Any state in the 48 is great.
Ah, this looks like a nice little town.
From the looks of one of those signs, we're in Paris.
Gee, we couldn't have traveled that far.
We're coming to the peaceful town of Paris, Illinois.
Paris, Illinois. It's not a town of great renown. Paris, Illinois. Paris, Illinois.
Nothing alarming, it's charming to be upon the scene.
Quiet and serene. Paris.
Go on down. This Paris may not have a tower, but with Lucille, they'll really have a ball.
Well, what industry are we going to check in Paris, Illinois, Jimmy?
It's right here, Lucille, the second largest perfume factory in the country.
Who owns it?
Relax, kids. It's Hot Breath Houlihan.
Now I know who set fire to B.O. Plenty's house.
How did you happen to take up the cosmetic business, Miss Houlihan?
I studied cosmetology at the university.
Did the professors teach you anything?
It was about even.
You know, this kid could give Mr. Anthony a problem.
I'd sure like to be the problem. It's better than sitting home nights with my stamp collection.
Well, it's awful sweet of you to say that. Lover lips.
It gets around, it gets around. Victor Moore said that last week, but any of us glamour boys can use it.
Well, Miss Houlihan, we want to find out a few things about the cosmetic industry. What products do you make here?
We carry a complete line of beauty creams.
That sounds interesting. Maybe I'll try some on my face.
Oh, Jimmy, she sells beauty cream, not Miracle Whip.
There, I know there's a million good-looking guys, but I'm a novelty.
Well, what other products do you sell here?
Well, I have a complete line of perfumes. They're called Abandon, Yield, Retreat, Give Up, and Surrender.
Haven't you got something with a little more willpower? With a perfume like that, I'd be afraid to be in the same room with myself.
Well, Jimmy, you've got to admit the cosmetic industry is one where women rule.
I'm forced to agree, Lucille. But tell me, Miss Houlihan, to what do you attribute your great success?
Well, I'll tell you, nature boy. I swept into the limelight when I invented a perfume called Go Away, Henry Wallace.
Go away, Henry Wallace?
Yeah. When a girl is sitting on a sofa with a boyfriend, she don't want a third party.
Let's go, Lucille! And escape in the 48 is great.
There seems to be a lot of factories in the distance.
Factories mean big business, and big business means Durante.
And Durante means business. Let's go!
It was a smoky city, the Stokey City
of Pittsburgh, PA.
A lot of coal is mined here. There's much to find here in Pittsburgh, PA.
It's the home of a club named Variety.
And there's Carnegie Tech, Pittsburgh U, and Duquesne University, too.
In Pittsburgh.
Go on down and see how you rate in Pittsburgh.
Gosh, Jimmy, look at the size of that steel foundry.
Yeah, let's step in and talk to a real steel typhoon. How do you do, sir? We heard that the steel business is the roughest, toughest, two-fisted, most hard-bitten industry in the country. How did you get to be head man in it?
Guts.
Oh, what a day I've had. The Republican Party just ordered 10,000 diaper pins to use at their convention.
Why does the Republican convention need 10,000 diaper pins?
I guess they expect it to be a three-cornered race.
That's my gal who said that, and I wish she hadn't.
Well, tell me, do you think there's room for women in the steel industry?
Heavens to Betsy, no. In the steel business, you have to be hard like I am. Look at me. I'm made of pig iron, do you hear? Solid pig iron, and nothing in the world can melt me.
Well, look here, Mr. Solid Pig Iron. How would you feel if you had a partner like me working with you side by side?
Oink, oink, oink.
that takes care of the women in industry. Take me home, Lucille. Any state in the 48 is great.
Milwaukee,
Paris,
Pittsburgh.
You can travel north, south, east, or west.
The women in big industry have passed their test.
It's great.
Wonderful. Marvelous.
Stupendous.
Any state in the 48 is great. Good health to all from Rexall. We hope you're feeling fine. So always call for Rexall where you see the Rexall sign.
Remember, 25% of America buys its drug needs in Rexall drugstores. Rexall is that large and respected family of more than 2,000 different drug products. You can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall, available in Rexall drugstores everywhere.
Touche, Howard, and I'd like to add, I do my shopping at a Rexall store, buying Rexall drugs, and furthermore, Umbriago, he prefers them too. We buy Rexall, that's all. How about you?
Lucille Ball for visiting us tonight, and friends, Victor Moore will be back with us next week. Well, Rexall for tonight from Peggy Lee, Roy Bargy, the Crew Chiefs Quartet, yours truly, Howard Petrie. And Jim, I understand you're leaving for Salt Lake City tomorrow to take part in their local campaign for the American Cancer Society.
That's right, Howard, but there's nothing local about the need to fight cancer. It's a problem for every person in every community in the country. So, folks, let's give every dollar we can to the American Cancer Society.
This program is produced and directed by Bill Cohan. Good health to all from Rexall.
Good night, Mrs. Calabash.
77 years ago, April 28, 1948, Jimmy Durante here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve.
Let's look ahead to 1966, and there you are in your beautiful new home. You've got automatic gadgets everywhere. There's a sparkling new dream car in your garage. The youngsters are in a fine college. All's right with the world. Is this just an idle dream? No, this is a real future that you can start building right now. A secure, carefree, prosperous future built with United States savings bonds. In 10 years, you will get back $4 for every $3 you've invested. Join the payroll savings plan where you work, or buy bonds where you bank. Start in 1956 to make 1966 the beginning of the golden years.
Well, I don't know that we can look that far ahead, but I can tell you that we can look forward to April 28, 1954, 71 years ago, and the man who followed Harold Perry in that great role of the great man, Willard Waterman, as the Great Gildersleeve. And Gildy Swears Off Girls, heaven forbid.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. Next time you visit your grocer's, you'll find the Kraft folks have a grand surprise for you. It's new all-purpose Kraft oil and liquid shortening. Here's an oil for every cooking and salad use. Perfect for all your pan frying and deep frying. Perfect for any recipe that calls for liquid shortening. Perfect for every kind of homemade salad dressing. Remember, new Kraft oil at your grocer's. Wonderful new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening.
Bertie don't need a calendar to tell when the end of the month comes around Mr. Gildersleeve's house. No, indeed. Bertie can tell when he begins checking his income against his outgo and starts yelling.
Bertie!
Yes, I'm coming.
Bertie, may I have a word with you?
Yes, I got all the grocery bills right here in my hand.
How'd you know what I want?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I ain't been around this house all these years for nothing. I know when the moaning starts, it's about money, so here's the bill.
Where does the money go? Are we eating too much around here?
Not me. I ain't gained a pound in years. Bertie still weighs a skimpy 182.
Well, I didn't mean just you.
Of course, I know other people who have gained a pound or two here and there.
Well, we have to cut down someplace, Bertie. The amount of money I spend is ridiculous.
I'm glad you said I.
What?
Because it ain't Bertie who spends the money. Bertie keeps her budget balanced. She serves a balanced meal on a balanced budget. You might call me Balanced Bertie.
Yeah, I realize that, Bertie.
Yes, sir. The money you ain't got didn't go for dinners at home.
Well, I have done a certain amount of entertaining.
Nobody knows that better than you. But if I was you, I wouldn't worry about it. Just charge it off to fun and frolic.
Maybe I've been frolicking too much.
Nobody knows that better than you.
I don't know. I have been dating girls a lot this month.
Yes.
Bertie, girls are expensive.
Nobody knows that better than you.
I have a notion to cut down on my dates for a while.
Yes, sir. Hi, everybody. Hello, Leroy.
Hello, my boy.
What's going on?
We're talking about where the money goes.
I don't care where it goes. Where can we get some?
Leroy, one way to get money is to save it. And your old uncle has made up his mind to save a little.
Yeah?
Mr. Gildersleeve's even talking about giving up girls.
No, I mean it.
What's the matter with him, Bertie? He's cracking up.
Oh.
Which one are you going to give up first?
Well, May Kelly's the most expensive. She always orders a big steak and a fancy dessert.
Ain't she that travel agent?
Yeah, I can save a lot of money by avoiding the girls for a while.
Well, you haven't seen Miss Tuttle in a long time, so you wouldn't miss her.
As a matter of fact, I do miss Grace. I've just been sort of involved with Miss Olson.
May I ask you a question, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Of course, Bertie.
When you put the others on the shelf, what you gonna say when they see you out with Miss Tuttle?
Well, I guess I should be fair to all of them and not go out with any of them.
That's right, Unc. Be good to all the girls. Stay away from them.
You can kid me, Leroy, but I'll do it. If I don't make dates for a while, it'll put money in my pocket.
Unc, you're dreaming.
That's what you think.
You can no more stay away from girls than a horse can from hay. Can he, Bertie?
Nobody knows that better than Mr. Gildersleeve.
By George, I'll show you.
I think we can eat now, Thelma.
Good. I'm simply famished. I just love cheese omelets.
Oh, it's nothing as fancy as that Spanish rice you served at your place.
Let's face it. There's nothing like having a man to take you out for dinner. Whatever happened to that meal ticket you had?
Throckmorton?
The water commissioner with the reservoir eyes.
You know, Thelma, that's the strangest thing. Throckmorton hasn't phoned me in a month, the big lug.
Well, I'm sure he hasn't given you up.
I've wondered. You want tea? I didn't make any.
No, don't bother. If he had, he'd come back for his picture. You know, that's an expensive frame.
I bought the frame.
Grace, don't you think his picture looks a little silly on the piano?
No, I don't think so.
But why did he have it taken wearing a hat and smoking a cigar?
Well, it was a snapshot that turned out well, so he had it blown up.
He looks a little blown up himself. Like a squirrel with a mouthful of hickory nuts.
Why, Thelma Scott, it's just a very cute double chin.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't let him get away. Unless you want Spanish rice with me again next week.
Thelma, I can't throw myself at him.
But why not? Women are voting now. If a woman can mark a ballot, why can't she mark her man?
Suppose you expect me to go after him with a club and drag him up here by the hair. I think I'll make some tea.
All right. You can phone him and let him know you're still available.
Oh, I can just see myself doing that. Hello, Throckmorton. This is available Grace.
Be subtle. Tell him he left his gloves here.
But he didn't.
Well, you'll still get him over here. And you might have a lot of fun looking for him.
You know, his nephew Leroy is a pupil of mine.
Call up and threaten to flunk the kid.
Throckmorton would swallow his cigar. Matter of fact, I've been planning to speak to him about Leroy's history grade when I see him. It wouldn't hurt to phone him.
I did it! I'm right by the phone, Bertie.
Just a minute, Leroy.
Yeah?
You remember, if any girl I know, tell her I'm busy.
Are you really serious about giving up women?
I'm a man of my word.
Okay. Hello?
Hello, Leroy. This is Miss Tuttle.
Oh, yes, Miss Tuttle. I guess you called to talk to Unc.
Leroy.
Well, is he there?
He's here, but he says he's busy.
Oh, I've been wanting to talk to him about a school matter.
School matter?
But I haven't seen him recently.
Well, you probably won't see him any time soon, Miss Tuttle.
I won't?
Don't take it personally, but Unc decided he won't see any girls.
Really?
Whoop, young man.
I guess I shouldn't say any more, Miss Tuttle.
You've said enough. Goodbye, Leroy.
Bye.
Leroy, why did you tell her that?
I didn't handle it quite right, huh?
Oh. You didn't have to say I wouldn't see her. Grace will think I'm trying to avoid her.
Down, Grace, sit down. Don't explode. Here, drink your tea.
If Throckmorton were here, I'd hit him right over the head with a tea bag, and I wouldn't take it out of the pot.
What did Leroy say?
He said his uncle isn't seeing any girls.
Not seeing girls. What's he seeing? Spots in front of his eyes? Now, men can't get along without us.
Well, they've been doing it. But I know Throckmorton. He isn't giving up girls. And I could prove it if I didn't have my pride.
I haven't any pride. How about letting me prove it?
You don't even know him.
Oh, that's why I'd make such a good decoy.
Would you really try to date him, Thelma?
Gracie, girl, I'm as anxious to be taken out to dinner as you are.
Right, George, I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't take anybody out last night, so I've saved money already. Now I can afford to smoke a little better cigar. I think I'll see what Peavy has. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Do you have a better cigar than the ones I've been smoking?
All of my cigars are better than the ones you've been smoking.
Oh, my goodness.
I have some at 2 for a quarter if you care to jump that high.
Well, here's a quarter.
Very well.
Yeah, I can afford it after last night.
What happened last night? You fall out of bed and find some money under the mattress?
Oh, no. Last night I decided to give up women.
How's that?
Think of the money I'll save if I don't have dates for a while.
Personally, I'd rather spend my money on girls than on cigars. That is, if I didn't have Mrs. Peavy to spend it on.
Yeah, just think back, Peavy. Think back at the money you frittered away courting.
I didn't fritter it away when I courted Mrs. Peavy. We sat home in the parlor.
Oh?
Passed notes to each other on Sunday afternoons.
Oh, Peavy. You must have taken her out once in a while. Why, I figured my gasoline bill alone is quite an item.
Yeah, and I had a horse and buggy. When we ran out of gas, we stopped by the side of the road and let him eat clover. He was a pretty smart horse, Mr. Gildersleeve.
He was?
Whenever I wanted to park for a spell, I'd jiggle the reins and he'd wink at me and run out of gas.
Peavy, you were a sly one.
That's what I say.
Well, you didn't have the expenses a popular bachelor like me has. Dinners in restaurants, theaters, gifts.
By the way, I just got in some fresh candy.
Oh, no, I tell you, I'm saving my money. I'm not dating.
You keep saying that as if you were trying to convince yourself.
Well, I mean it. If I make a date within a month, I'll buy you a new hat.
Thanks for the new hat.
No fooling. It's amazing how you can put girls out of your mind.
My.
It never occurs to me to...
Oh, excuse me, lady customer.
No.
Something I can do for you, miss?
Are you Mr. Peavy?
Yes, ma'am.
I phoned in an order this morning. I'm Thelma Scott.
Oh, yes, Miss Scott.
Thelma Scott, huh?
I have all your packages ready right here.
Oh, I'm in no hurry if you're waiting on this gentleman.
No, I've finished with Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, indeed. Go right ahead, Miss Scott.
Oh, thank you. So you're Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes, indeed. City Water Commissioner.
Of course. I thought I'd seen your face, cigar, and hat someplace before.
Well, I'm in the news quite a bit.
Oh, I know. Where's my bill, Mr. Peavy?
It'll be $2.35.
In just a minute, till I can get in my purse.
May I hold your packages?
Will you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Delighted.
Mr. Peavy, chivalry isn't dead.
Oh, I know.
There you are.
Thank you. Will that be all?
I don't think I should try to carry any more. I don't know how I'll manage to get home with all these packages.
Perhaps you can find some nice gentleman to give you a hand. Like you say, chivalry isn't dead.
I'll take the packages now, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah. You got them?
Oh, yes, I'm loaded with them. Now, if you'll be kind enough to open the door, I'll try to stagger home with them.
Mr. Gildersleeve has a car.
Well, which direction are you going, Miss Scott?
Which direction are you going? I mean, if you're going my way, I'd appreciate a lift.
It looks like a lady in distress. Let me have the packages, Miss Scott.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm thrilled to have such a big, strong, handsome man carry my packages. Now let me run ahead and open the door for you.
Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, Peavy?
My hat size is 7 3/8.
Peavy, this isn't a date.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. Do you know why there's a bright new label on the Kraft oil now featured at your grocer's? The label is new because the oil inside is new. New Kraft oil is both an all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. It's as perfect for deep frying as for homemade salad dressings, as ideally suited for pan frying as for all your baking recipes that call for liquid shortening. The good cooks in the Kraft kitchens urge you to try new Kraft all-purpose oil right away. They know you'll be delighted with everything it does. It's so truly all-purpose, you'll use it every day. When you use new Kraft oil in cakes, cookies, and quick breads, you pour your shortening from a bottle instead of scooping it out of a can. Measuring is exact and easy. And wait till you discover that tender, light crust new Kraft oil gives to French fried foods. They're never soggy and hard to digest. You'll also appreciate the exclusive zip-out window in every Kraft oil label. Pull off this little tab, and you see right into the bottle and know when your supply is running low. Next time you're shopping, be sure to get Kraft oil. It's perfect for deep frying and pan frying, for baking and salad dressings. Wonderful new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening.
Well, when Mr. Gildersleeve came home last night and said he was going to start saving money, he decided to do it the hard way. Give up dating the girls. But I have to give him credit. He ain't had a date for 24 hours. I don't think.
Hello, Bertie.
Evening, Mr. Gildersleeve. How's the battle going?
What battle?
I'm talking about your fight to save money.
Oh, it's a breeze, Bertie. I haven't thought about girls all day.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Leroy.
Hey, who was that girl I saw you with today?
Me?
Leroy, your uncle ain't been out with no girl.
Who's he kidding? I saw him with a girl in the car. They passed the school.
Oh, her. Well, she had a lot of packages, so I took her home.
How'd that happen?
Well, it's easily explained.
I know. She thought Mr. Gildersleeve was a bus.
What?
Yes, sir. She was waiting at the bus stop, and she thought Mr. Gildersleeve was a bus.
Now, Bertie, she came into Peavy's. I've never seen her before.
What a fast worker.
Leroy, wait a minute. She had all these packages, and it was really Mr. Peavy who suggested I take her home.
Oh, she's a friend of Mr. Peavy.
No, he didn't know her either.
Oh, brother.
What's so hard to understand about that?
Mr. Gildersleeve, if you have to explain this to anybody else, use my explanation.
What?
Just say she thought you were a buzz.
Bunch of doubting Thomases. Here I am, lily white, and they try to make something out of nothing. I better straighten out Peavy, too. Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. Where's my new hat?
I'm not buying you a new hat. I didn't have a date with Thelma.
You calling her Thelma and it wasn't a date?
Well, she's the type of girl you soon start calling by her first name.
You don't say.
Well, I had to take her home, Peavy. You put me on such a spot. But it wasn't a date.
And I can wait a day or two. I don't have to have the hat now.
No, sir, you won't get a hat out of me. I've made up my mind to avoid girls for a while, and that's all there is to it. Look, Peavy, there's Grace Tuttle passing.
No, I think she's coming in here.
Zeke, I don't want to see her. Let me hide behind the counter.
Very well.
Hello, Mr. Peavy.
Oh, hello, Miss Tuttle.
I thought I saw Throckmorton come in here a moment ago.
You don't say.
Have you seen him recently?
Oh, yes, Mr. Gildersleeve drops in every day.
Peavy tells her I'm here, I'll bite him on the leg.
Mr. Peavy, I've been wondering about Throckmorton.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder about him.
All of a sudden, he seems to be avoiding me.
Now, with all due respect to Mrs. Peavy, I'd like to say that any man who avoids you has bats in the belfry.
Why, thank you, Mr. Peavy.
Not only that, I think he should get a swift kick. And I might give it to him.
You better watch it.
Mr. Peavy, I didn't know you smoked cigars.
No, I don't.
There's one on the counter still smoking.
I forgot my cigar.
Yeah, it is a cigar, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Some customer must have left it. Excuse me, I'll put it out under the counter. Here's your cigar, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, for...
Mr. Peavy, since you don't smoke, it seems strange that you keep an ashtray under the counter.
Yeah, a lot of odds and ends accumulate under my counter.
Mr. Peavy, before I forget, I want some of these after-dinner mints.
Very well.
I'm having a dinner guest who prefers mints to cigars.
I wonder who that is.
Oh, and I just happened to think.
Yes, ma'am?
You might tell Throckmorton he left his tan suede gloves at my apartment.
Very well.
I don't have suede gloves.
I guess they're his. At least none of the other boys has claimed them.
Other boys?
Well, I'm sure he'd be glad to hear about the gloves.
Goodbye, Mr. Peavy.
And goodbye, Miss Tuttle.
Mr. Peavy?
Yes?
Are you sure you put out that cigar? I still smell smoke.
Peavy, do you think she knew I was here?
Well, if she didn't, she wouldn't notice an elephant in a pup tent.
Not much in the evening paper. Oh, by George, this is a pretty girl on the society page. Honeymooning in Hawaii with J.T. Appleton III. Yeah, that'll cost him a lot of money. It isn't every bachelor who's as smart as I am. I wonder who left his gloves in Grace's apartment. Just because I'm not dating, she doesn't have to take advantage of the situation.
Miss Gildersleeve,
Yes, Bertie?
I didn't hear you come in.
Yeah, reading the paper.
I got a phone message for you.
Oh?
A pretty lady with a French accent wants you over for dinner tonight.
Marie Olsen.
Yes, sir. But I declined for you. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Of course.
She was mighty disappointed. She was going to have dinner on the patio in the moonlight.
She was?
Just you and her. She says she sure hated to sit there in the moonlight smelling that night blooming jasmine all by herself.
Bertie, you're just kidding me.
If you ask me, you're kidding yourself.
I can't read any more of these short stories. I think I'll go upstairs and see what Leroy's doing. Yeah, I know I'll enjoy staying home without any dates. It's just a matter of getting used to it. Leroy, what are you doing?
I'm doing my homework. Come on in, Unc.
Oh, my goodness. You're doing your homework with your radio on?
It helps me concentrate.
I'll come back when you aren't concentrating.
I'll turn it off.
Well, thank you, my boy.
What do you want to do?
Oh, I thought we might chat for a while.
Sure, homework can wait. What do we talk about?
Well, how's school, my boy?
Okay.
About the same, huh?
Yeah, about the same.
Quiet sitting around the house, isn't it?
Want me to turn on the radio again?
No. Hee hee. Wonder if I should go to bed.
Unc, I hate this see you torture yourself.
What's this?
If it's just a matter of money, I'll give you my allowance. Here's 75 cents. Go have a date. Live it up.
Leroy, it doesn't bother me a bit not having a date.
Oh, no.
There are plenty of things to do without girls. Exciting things.
Like what?
Well, I think I'll go downstairs and clean out my desk. Yeah, things certainly do accumulate. Yeah, let's see what's in this drawer. Hey, I'm lucky. Jam's so full it'll take up a whole evening. In 1952 tax forms. Now they can go. Here's some theater stubs. What's this? Yeah, what do you know? That letter I got from Grace when she was at the teachers' convention in Kenosha. Oh, what a letter. I almost caught the train and went up there. You must have missed me from what she says here.
Dearest Throckmorton,
She called me dearest.
I know I wrote you last night, but I'm so lonely I must write again this evening. As I look out over the lake, I feel very far away from you. Of course, being away has opened my eyes. Makes me appreciate more than ever how wonderful it is to be with you.
I can't hold out any longer. I better go buy Peavy his hat. Peavy, here's your new hat.
How's that?
I'm paying off. I can't stand it any longer.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. Make a date, did you?
No, but I'm going to. Let me use your phone.
Very well.
I'm tired of sitting around home. Nothing to do evenings.
You can count the money you're saving.
Well, I found out that isn't much fun, Peavy. I'm on the town tonight.
Which young lady are you calling?
Yeah, I thought I'd call Grace. She wrote me such a nice letter.
I didn't know she's out of town.
She wrote me 2 years ago from Kenosha.
No answer?
I wonder if she's out with that fellow who owns the suede gloves.
Could be.
Oh, well, I've got to have a date. I'll look up Thelma's number. What was her last name, Peavy?
Thelma Scott, Poplar 223.
Poplar. Peavy! How do you know her number?
Well, she ordered some more cosmetics and wanted me to phone her when they came in.
Oh. Yeah, I know Thelma will go out with me. She practically asked me for a date the day I drove her home.
Hello?
Hello, Thelma.
No, this is Grace.
Grace.
Is that you, Throckmorton?
Yeah. Zeke.
It isn't Zeke, it's Throckmorton.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I tried to call you at home.
Oh, how'd you know I'm over here?
Yeah, how'd I know you're over there? Well, I'm talking to you, aren't I? How about a date tonight?
Thought you'd given up, girls.
Grace, believe me, that's just an idle rumor. How about going out tonight?
Sorry, I have a date.
Oh, too bad. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. And you needn't call back because Thelma has a date also.
Oh, pooh!
Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, what is it, Peavy?
If you can't get anybody else, I'll get my new hat and I'll go with you.
Oh, what an evening.
The Great Gildersleeve will be back in just 30 seconds. Some cooking and salad oils are good for one use and not so good for others. But new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening is perfect for everything. New Kraft oil is so truly all-purpose you'll use it every day. For pan frying and deep frying, for all recipes calling for liquid shortening, and of course for homemade salad dressings. Tomorrow, be sure to get a bottle of wonderful new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening.
What did you and Mr. Peavy do last night?
Well, it was a pretty dull evening, Leroy. We argued for an hour about what we'd do, and then I took him and his new hat home.
You really gave him a new hat?
Well, of course. That was the understanding. I'd give him a new hat if I had a date.
But you didn't have a date.
I didn't. What?
You only tried to get one.
Say, that's right. Peavy has no right to that hat. I was a big stoop for ever taking it to him.
Yeah.
By George, I'm going down and get that hat. I can't just throw away $10.
Miss Gildersleeve had a phone call.
Yo?
Miss Tuttle said your gloves was at her apartment if you'd care to come by.
Well, they aren't my gloves. But it's a good excuse to go over. I'm on my way.
Unc, I thought you were going to get the hat back from Mr. Peavy.
Leroy, I'm not an Indian giver. Let him keep the hat.
What a character.
Good night, folks.
Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Mary Shipp, Julie Bennett, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
There are two kinds of delicious Kraft prepared mustard. Mild Kraft mustard, smooth and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. And whichever you prefer, remember, when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Try it on cold sandwiches, hamburgers, frankfurters, and cold cuts. Enjoy the wonderful sauces you can make for hot meat and vegetable courses with Kraft prepared mustard. Keep both kinds on hand and keep the whole family happy. Get mild Kraft mustard and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added at your favorite food store.
Oh, my goodness. You know, the one thing about Willard Waterman, this Gildersleeve, is that he gave it his best all, but he was just nowhere near as lecherous as Hal Perry could be in the role. 71 years ago, Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve here on Classic Radio Theater. By the way, that doesn't mean the show wasn't good. It was. It was still great. Coming up tomorrow, we'll have drama and mystery with an episode of Suspense from 1962. We'll also have an episode of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Mandel Kramer as the insurance detective, and he goes to the Grand Canyon, goes to Arizona. And those are both from 1962. And then we'll have a couple of shows, David Arthur, wait a minute, I got to get it right. It's Robert A. Arthur and David Kogan, as they deal with The Mysterious Traveler from 1952 and The Sealed Book from 1945. And we'll have those programs. On Wednesday, I Was a Communist for the FBI from 1953. Dana Andrews there. Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie from 1946. Vincent Price as the Saint from 1950. And Calling All Cars from 1935. We'll also hear an episode of Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt's own program. That's really what they called it. It was a 15-minute show. Also, on Thursday, a master recording of the Jack Benny program from 1955. Father Knows Best. My Name is Sam from 1952. Of course, it's Kathy that thinks she's Sam. Also, Ray Milland in an adaptation of The Trouble with Women from 1945 in the Screen Directors Playhouse, and another episode of the screwball Mr. Ace and Jane from 1948. Friday, more comedy with George and Gracie, and for an hour from 1946, The Charlie McCarthy Show from 1943, and Life with Luigi from 1950. That's all coming up in a few days ahead here, the rest of this week here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, Dean and Jerry.
Everyone who works for a living knows that illness or injury may keep them from earning a living. Today, more than 9 out of 10 American workers are covered by Social Security, and each one should know that if he becomes severely disabled, he and his family may be eligible for monthly Social Security disability payments. More than 1 million people are now receiving benefits each month under this program. For more information about Social Security disability benefits, write to Social Security, Department 15, Hollywood 28, California, and ask for a free copy of Booklet 29 called If You Become Disabled.
Now we roll on. Laraine Day, the guest of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis in this episode from April 28th, 1953, 72 years ago.
Transcribed.
Hey, Jerry, got a cigarette?
Have I got a cigarette? Dean, I've got these cigarettes.
You mean Chesterfield?
I mean Chesterfield.
I'm with you.
Which means the Chesterfield, first cigarette with premium quality in both regular and king size, brings you the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis Show.
Chesterfield is best for you, much milder, better tasting too. They're today's best cigarette buy.
Come on, smokers, why don't you try
Chesterfield.
Best for you.
Chesterfield, best for you. Regular, king size, either way. Make it Chesterfield's today.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring you our master of ceremonies, Dean Martin.
Thank you, and hi, everybody. Well, once again, we're all ready to open another pack of Chesterfields and another show. While my partner Jerry's off stage unrolling the hoops from another barrel of laughs, I'm going to spend the next couple of normal minutes unrolling a song. So, Richard, let's try Thumbelina. Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina dance, Thumbelina sing. Oh, Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? When your heart is full of love, you're 9 feet tall. Though you're no bigger than my thumb, than my thumb, than my thumb. Sweet Thumbelina, don't be glum. Now, 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 ah, ha, ha, come, come, come. Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina dance, Thumbelina sing. Oh, Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? When your heart is full of love, you're 9 feet tall. Than my toe, than my toe, than my toe. Sweet Thumbelina, keep that glow, and you'll grow, and you'll grow, and you'll grow. Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina dance, Thumbelina sing. Oh, Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? When your heart is full of love, you're 9 feet tall. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. When my partner Jerry comes out here, don't be misled by his zany antics. He may do goofy things, but take it from me, Jerry's mind is as sharp as a tack.
That's because my head comes to a point.
Jeepers creepers, it's Jerry Lewis! Well, you were late again for rehearsal today, Jerry, but I know there's a good excuse.
Okay, let's have it.
Well, No, Jerry, you're supposed to have the excuse.
I haven't. Believe me, it's a dilly. My cousin Amos just got married.
Amos?
We only call him Amos for short. His full name is Ignoramus.
Oh. Is that the clever cousin who throws pianos off the roof?
No, the stupid one who catches them.
Oh, all right. So you were late because you went to Amos's wedding?
Yeah, the invitation said formal, white tie only. Believe me, when I got there, I sure was embarrassed.
Embarrassed?
Yeah, everybody else was wearing suits.
Oh. So
good old Amos finally got married.
Yeah, he eloped with the girl from the 3rd floor of his apartment house.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
He was supposed to elope with the girl from the 4th floor, but the ladder didn't reach.
Oh, I see.
And you know the old saying. How can you get a laugh on IC?
Well, what do you know? So good old Amos finally got married. Jerry, who gave the bride away?
Bert Parks.
Bert Parks?
Yeah, Amos was a winner on Stop the Clock.
I wondered when they start to give away people. Well, so good old Amos finally got married. Looks like the whole gang is breaking up.
Yeah, this week Amos. Last week my old friend Peppy Wiener got married.
Peppy Wiener? The one who works in the wine company?
Yep. You know, Peppy got promoted to the head of the payroll department. He signs all the paychecks for the company.
You don't say. How come they gave him such an important job?
They had to. He was the only one there who could spell Monoshevitz.
You know, Jerry, all this marriage talk makes me wonder. You and I have been knocking around an awful lot in the past few years.
Yeah, eating in restaurants, washing our own shirts.
That's it. Tell me, Jerry, did you ever think seriously of getting married?
Lots of times, Dean.
Why didn't you?
You never asked me, booby.
Jerry, what I mean is you should meet a nice girl, bring her home, and introduce her to your family.
Never, never. Is that clear?
I guess so, yeah.
I once brought a girl home and introduced her to my uncle.
What happened?
She's now my aunt.
Oh! Well, you must have been all broken up about that, Jerry.
Oh, indeedy I was. I rushed right down to the river to throw myself in. When I got there, the river was frozen.
What'd you do?
I went skating instead.
Well, that figures.
And that's where I met my new girl, Sheba.
Sheba? How did she get the name Sheba?
As soon as her father saw her, he yelled for the stork to come back.
Sheba must be quite a doll. How would you describe her figure? Is it petite?
No, that's not the word.
Curvaceous?
No, that's not the word.
Dainty?
No, that's not the word.
Jerry, for a guy who's in love, your memory sure is lousy.
That's the word.
Then what is she? Too fat or too thin?
Too short. I took her to the drugstore for a soda, and would you believe it, Dean? Her feet didn't even touch the floor.
Well, lots of little girls' feet don't touch the floor.
When they stand up?
I don't. Oh, that really is short. But, Jerry, you must have seen something in this creature to fall in love with her.
Oh, yes, indeed. Dean, ask me about her nose. Her nose. Ask about it, hers.
Okay. What about her nose?
Now, whatever made you think of asking that, Dean?
Oh, I've been reading the fashion magazines. Noses are coming back.
Not like Sheba's, Dean. You've seen people with turned-up noses like they're trying to smell something?
Yeah.
Well, Sheba's turns down like she just smelled it.
Years ahead of them all.
Chesterfield is years ahead of them all.
The quality contrast between Chesterfield and other leading brands is a revealing story.
Recent chemical analyses give an index of good quality for the country's 6 leading cigarette brands. The index of good quality table, which is a ratio of high sugar to low nicotine, shows Chesterfield quality highest.
Chesterfield quality highest.
15% higher than its nearest competitor.
Chesterfield quality highest.
31% higher than the average of the 5 other leading brands.
Yes, Chesterfield is first with premium quality in both regular and king size.
Don't you want to try a cigarette with a record like this? Chesterfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, for my next song, I want to...
Dean, excuse me for interrupting you, but look at this wonderful letter I just got from our fan clubs.
What's it all about, Jerry?
It's an answer to our muscular dystrophy announcements. The Martin and Lewis fan clubs throughout the nation have just sent us a very generous contribution to help science find a cure for this vicious disease.
That's real great, Jerry, and if I ever felt like putting my heart into a song, it's right now. Play, Richard.
sing her now? Do you think she's blue? Did she say we're through? Has she found someone new? Have you seen the way she looks now? Does she act the same when she hears my name? Does she say who's to blame? My arms are empty, my nights are long and lonely. I miss her so. Each new tomorrow can only bring me sorrow. I love her so. Have you heard of their wedding day? Rumors come and go, still I'd like to know if it's true. Won't you tell me? Have you to know if it's true? Won't you tell me? Have you
We come to the pleasant duty of introducing our guest star.
Oh, who is it? Pray tell.
Well, I'll kind of give you a hint. Our guest star is glamorous, has silky hair, beautiful teeth.
Is it animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Now, wait a minute. What vegetable can you think of that has silky hair and beautiful teeth?
A sexy ear of corn.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the expression that a woman is nothing but a rag, a bone, and a hank of hair. Well, we're ready to prove that it's not the materials that go into it that count. It's what comes off the assembly line. And with our guest tonight, the assembly line produced perfection in the beauty, charm, and talent departments. Here is Miss Laraine Day. Welcome, Laraine.
Thank you. You know, Dean, it's a double pleasure to be here because not only is it fun to be with you and Jerry, but we practically all have the same sponsor. You know, the New York Giants games are broadcast by Chesterfield.
Hey! That's right. So this welcome is a doubleheader.
Correct. Well, Jerry, aren't you going to say something to me?
I'm scared. You're a lady girl, and I don't know what to say to lady girls.
Jerry, you don't have any problem with Laraine. Talk to her like you talk to a boy.
Talk to her like I talk to a boy? Miss Day.
Yes?
Want to go out in the alley and see who can spit closest to the wall?
Did you hear that, Laraine? See who can spit closest to the wall.
Jerry.
Yeah?
For how much?
Oh. Well, this is a surprise, Laraine. I thought your main athletic interest would be baseball since you're married to Leo DeRocher.
Leo DeRocher? Egad, what a temper he has. I once saw him ball out on umpire for 20 minutes.
Oh, so what? Lots of baseball managers ball out an umpire for 20 minutes.
During the football season?
Laraine, you're wasting your time talking about sports with this kid.
Dean Martin, you said a falsehood lie. Did I ever tell you about the time I was attending FCT?
FCT? I've never heard of that school.
You never heard of Fish Cannery Tech?
Fish Cannery Tech?
I was majoring in sardine.
Oh.
A sardine major. Well, Jerry, how did you do in tuna?
I passed flake, but I flunked chunk.
But chunk is such an easy course. How could you flunk it?
I kept eating my homework.
Delicious too, yeah.
Jerry, at Fish Cannery Tech, what sports did you go in for? Were you on the live bait team?
No, I was disqualified. I kept falling off the hook. But I was with the yo-yo team.
What position?
Substitute string changer.
That figures.
Jerry, you surprise me. Why, Jerry, you're a real athlete.
Oh, yes, indeed, Miss D. Why, in baseball, I was a bat boy.
That figures, too. You're built like a bat boy.
Read that right.
I'm sorry. You're built like a bat boy.
Splendid.
But you never really got to play baseball, did you, Jerry?
Oh, I did so, too. I'll never forget the final game of the season.
What happened?
We were playing Valley High. It was the South Pacific League. The score was 150 to 150. It was a pitcher's duel. Then in the second inning, I came up. I hit the ball. Zowie! Over that fence! It kept going, boy. That was 3 years ago, and for all I know, that ball is still traveling.
Now, won't you wait a minute, Jerry? I've heard of baseballs being hit far, but no ball could stay in the air for 3 years.
Shall I autograph this for you, booby?
Oh, stop it, Jerry. Why don't you cut out the lies? Anybody like you could never be a baseball player.
I wouldn't say that, Dean. Some of our greatest stars have been rather peculiar people. As a matter of fact, one came from the hillbilly country and...
Not another word, Laraine. You'll tip off our plot to tonight's play. That's George Fenneman's job. Fenneman?
Yes, Dean.
Tip off.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and Laraine Day present a dazzling drama of the baseball diamond. It's the story of a boy from the backwoods of Tennessee who became the world's greatest home run slugger because he used a king-size Chesterfield for a bat. Entitled... He hit them 1/5 longer.
You today, you look sort of naked without your beard.
Yep, Pappy. After 10 years, I finally cut my beard off. And guess what I found out?
What?
This here shirt's got a collar.
My pretty, too. What collar was it?
Dang it all, Pappy. That there telegram has been lying on the floor for 6 months, and it's bothering me.
Why? Why, don't you know what it says?
I don't even know who it's for.
I'll read it, son. Remember, I went to school for one day. It says here, to Clem Lewis, 629 Children Drive, Mangy Corners, Tennessee. I am scout for New York Giants, arriving today to offer you contract. Signed, Laraine Day.
There's someone at the door. It's your turn, Pappy.
No, it's your turn, Clem.
No, I remember. It's your turn, Pappy.
No, it's your turn, Clem.
Okay. Come in.
Hello there. I'm the baseball scout, Laraine Day.
Shucks, ma'am, you're prettier than a mess of hog fat simmering in a noonday sun.
Thanks, I think.
Man, we can sure tell you ain't a gal from around here by your face.
What do you mean?
You got one.
I must look a mess after all the traveling I've done. Do you people have a mirror?
What, ma'am?
A mirror. Well, after you wash, what do you look at to make sure the dirt is all gone?
The towel.
Yep, the towel.
Well, I'd like to tidy up. Where do you folks wash?
In the spring.
She said where, not when.
Oh.
You know, Mr. Pappy, it's unusual to find people playing baseball way out here. I didn't think you had the equipment.
Man, we make our own baseball equipment out of our cows.
Yeah, we use the leg bone for a bat.
The tail to dust off the home plate.
The ribs for a catcher's mask and a hide to make baseball shoes.
Clem, I notice you're wearing an outfielder's glove.
Yep, ma'am. That comes from the cow, too.
Any questions, ma'am?
Well, now that I've had a good look at your son, Mr. Pappy, I don't think he could last a whole season.
Ma'am, I reckon the reason I'm so puny is because of my appetite.
Yep, Clem here eats like a bird.
Well, that's nothing. I eat like a bird myself.
Gosh, ma'am, you mean you like worms, too?
No, Clem. You sign with us, and at the training table, you'll eat like a king. You'll have fresh milk, juicy steaks, charcoal broiled lamb chops, pheasant.
Fresh milk, steaks, lamb chops, pheasant. Pappy.
What?
I think I'm going to throw up.
Forget it, Clem. Where's the contract, gal?
Oh, here's the contract, but we'll need somebody to witness it.
Here comes two of my older young'uns, Leif and Rafe.
You'd like to win this contract, Leif?
Da.
Would you like to win this contract, Rafe?
Sir?
Rafe's a West Point man.
I ain't gonna witness no contract, Pappy. I'm tired.
Now, Clem, sign the contract, and in a year you'll have no financial worries.
We ain't got no financial worries anymore, man.
Nope, we just made the final payment on our hair toothbrush.
Oh, you must be kidding. There are 14 of you in the family. How can 14 people use one toothbrush?
Ma'am, it's a long one.
It's unsanitary.
No, it ain't, ma'am. Each one of us got our bristles roped off.
Yep, roped off.
You got a sign, Clem. With the money you make, you can stock this farm. Come on now. Sign and I'll fly you right down to training camp.
Fly? Then the deal's off. I fleed once. I ain't a-going up twice.
Clem is a scared. The last time he flew in an airplane, his ears started popping.
Yeah, and the lady there said that chewing gum would stop the popping.
Well, didn't the chewing gum do the trick?
Yep, but it took 3 weeks to get the gum out of my ear.
Chesterfield is best for you. Just listen to the record.
For a full year and 2 months, a doctor has been making regular examinations of a group of Chesterfield smokers, and he reports no adverse effects to the nose, throat, and sinuses from smoking Chesterfields.
Don't you want to try a cigarette with a record like this? Chesterfield, first with premium quality in both regular and king size. Chesterfield, first choice with Young America. And that's from a survey of 274 colleges and universities. Try Chesterfields today. Remember, Chesterfield is America's best cigarette buy.
Ladies and gentlemen, before my next song, I'd like to tell the many nice people who have been asking us about our next TV show that we'll be busting out of their home screens this coming Sunday and hope you'll be looking. And right now, I hope you'll listen to and like The Nearness of You.
Not the pale moon that excites me, the thrills and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms and I feel you so close to me, all my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft lights to enchant me. If you'll only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of
Wonderful, Dean. That's really big league singing.
Thanks, Laraine. Even your compliments are in baseball talk. The game's really in your blood.
It's in my blood, too, Miss Day. I live baseball, dream baseball, eat baseball. Darn those cork centers.
Well, thanks for being on our show, Laraine.
Thank you, Miss Day. You can take another turn at bat with us anytime your heart desires.
Yep. Make our show your home plate anytime.
Thank you, Dean and Jerry, and good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, friends, before we wrap this one up, there's just time for you to join us in a Chesterfield. Remember, it's the first cigarette with premium quality in both regular and king size.
Right, Dean, and like George Veneman said, Chesterfield quality is highest of the 6 leading brands.
Yes, Jerry, and Chesterfield is first choice of young America.
You've heard Chesterfield's story, friends. Now we hope you'll give him a try. Regular or king size, you'll find Chesterfield is best for you.
So until next week, this is Dean Martin.
And this is Jerry Lewis saying good night, everybody.
And God bless y'all.
Just heard transcribed the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis Show. Produced and directed by Dick Mack. Written by Arthur Phillips and Austin Kalish. With music prepared and conducted by Dick Stabile. And this is George Fenneman reminding you to listen to Chesterfield's award-winning show Dragnet Sunday night on the same NBC station.
Now, new Fatima has the tip for your lips. Fatima tips of perfect cork. King size for natural filtering. Fatima quality for a much better flavor and aroma. So remember, new Fatima has the tip for your lips. Fatima. See how smooth they are.
Remember, Fatima is made by the makers of Chesterfield, Liggett and Myers, one of tobacco's most respected names.
Dean and Jerry from 72 years ago, April 28, 1953. And yes, Laraine Day was the wife of Leo DeRocher. And what was funny is there were a couple of times that Laraine was on a game show and she would ask a baseball question that would directly relate to Leo's team. And that was embarrassing. Coming up, 72 years ago, April 28, 1953. Up next, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
You know, defense is one job we can't put off. Because if we want security for our home and country tomorrow, we've got to do something about it today. How? By investing in United States savings bonds. You'll get a return of $4 for every $3 you put in, and in less than 10 years. In addition, you can hold your bonds beyond maturity and earn further interest. 3% interest compounded semi-annually for as long as 10 additional years. Sign up today for freedom. Join the payroll savings plan or the bond-a-month plan. You'll feel more secure tomorrow if you buy United States savings bonds today.
Boy, what I'd give to have a few dozen of those old $25 saving bonds, yeah. We go back now to 1949, 76 years ago, an episode of the Bud Abbott and Lou Costello Show, and the story of a boy named Tony, whose mother kept him locked in the closet. You'll understand in a moment.
Hey, Abbott, what time is it? It's time for the Abbott and Costello Show. We're on the air for ABC here in Hollywood. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott and Costello Show.
Yes, it's the Abbott and Costello Show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood for your listening and laughing pleasure. Chuckles with a carload and music by Matty Malnick. So hold on to your chairs, folks, for here they are, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Well, it's about time you got here. Where were you? Well, I went to the YWCA girls' play softball. And one girl was running to third base. She slipped and fell and landed in my lap, and boy, was I mad. Why? The umpire made me put her back in the game. Yeah. Was she a pretty girl? Oh, pretty. Yeah, but she was gorgeous. I made a date with her after the game, and brother, did she send me. She did? Yeah, but when I got back, she wasn't there. Costello, why do you keep annoying every girl that you meet? Who do you think you are, Casanova? Who do I think of who? Who do you think you are? Casanova? Casanova? Huh. I may not be Casanova, but people say that I'm as good looking as Van Johnson. Who says that? How do I know? Do you think I go around eavesdropping? Well, if she's such a pretty girl, why didn't you propose to her and marry her? I can't marry her. I don't know anything about her. What difference does that make? In Africa, a man doesn't even know his wife until after he marries her. What do you mean in Africa? You dope. You don't even know what marriage is. Yes, I do. Marriage is a friendship that got out of control. Costello, you shouldn't have any trouble Lou, you shouldn't have any trouble getting married. Do you know that out here in Hollywood, there are 2 girls for every man? 2 girls for every man? Are you sure? Certainly. Then some dirty sneakers got 4. Costello, it's no use. You'll never get a girl until you settle down and become a man of regular habits. I am a man of regular habits. Then how come you were out until 4 o'clock this morning with that redhead that lives next door? That's one of my regular habits. Costello, I can't understand how girls go out with you in the first place. Abbott, it's my terrific magnetism. You've got magnetism? Yes, last week I picked up 2 blondes, a redhead, a brunette, and a rusty nail. Why don't you be like me, Costello? I've got away with women. You haven't got away with many lately. Is that so? I happen to be the reason that women leave home. Yes, the day you were born, your mother took one look at you, and she hasn't been back since. Get him out of here!
Yes, the boys are on the beam tonight, and they'll be back on it in just about 1 minute. But first, let's hear this.
Costello, will you stop that walking up and down? What's the matter with you? What are you worried about?
Last night, my Uncle Mike was robbed while he was asleep.
Oh, now, wait a minute. How could your Uncle Mike be robbed? He's got all his money sewed up in his long underwear.
Oh, yes. Well, it was a hot night, and he left the back door of the bank open.
Don't tell him, lady.
All right. That's no reason why you should worry.
No?
No.
Well, when I get on the next page, I'll find out why not.
What do you find out?
Oh, no, huh? Well, I got plenty of reasons. Saturday night, they arrested my Uncle Jim Kelly. He broke into a grocery store and he stole $390.
Well, why did he do it?
The poor guy was hungry.
Well, if he was hungry, why didn't he steal all the money, Lou? Why didn't he steal some groceries or something?
He's a proud man, Abbott. He likes to pay for everything he gets. And besides, he needs the money to buy a new car.
Oh, wait a minute. He'd be better off without a car. Costello, it's very dangerous driving in California.
You're telling me? In Los Angeles, you have to drive for 5 people. The one in front of you, the one in back of you, and the ones on each side of you.
Oh, wait a minute. That's only 4 cars. Where's the 5th?
She'll pull out in front of you any minute. Well, Abbott, I gotta leave now. I got a new job with my brother Pat in the trucking business.
Has he got his own truck?
Yeah, you should see it, Abbott. It's 1 inch wide and a block long.
A truck 1 inch wide and a block long?
Mm-hmm.
What does he deliver in it?
Spaghetti. Next week he's going to buy a round truck.
A round truck? What for?
Meatballs.
Talk sense. Is your brother Pat making any money in the trucking business, Lou?
Oh, yes. He did so good last week that he bought his wife one of those new electric blankets. It saves her a lot of time around the house.
Now, wait a minute. How can an electric blanket help her with the work around the house?
Well, she takes the eggs and the bacon to bed with her. And when she gets up in the morning, breakfast is ready. That electric blanket is making her very popular, too.
What do you mean?
Last night, she turned it on too high, and now...
Yes?
She's the toast of the town.
Oh, Mr. Costello, I've got to talk to you. I've got a great idea.
Wait a minute, mister. What's the idea of breaking in here like this?
Well, I've got an idea that will make you two the most popular comedy team in radio.
What is it?
I'll stamp your name underneath every cow in the country.
Wait a minute. How will that make us popular?
Well, at least you'll have all the farmers pulling for you.
Hello, boys.
Well, it's Susan Miller.
Susan, I'm certainly glad you showed up tonight because I'm going to sing a duel with you.
Costello. You mean a duet. A duel is where somebody gets hurt.
You never sang with me, did you?
Now, when did you become a singer, Costello?
Well, I don't like to brag, but would you believe that I taught Bing Crosby how to sing?
No, I wouldn't.
You're right, but once in a while I catch a sucker.
Costello, you don't know the first thing about music.
Well, I'll have you know what I studied music.
Nah.
I went to a singing school. I used to study until I was blue in the face, and then the teacher presented me with a medal.
For being the best singer in the class?
No, for having the bluest face.
Well, I've got to go now, boys. I'm going swimming down at the beach. I bought one of those new French bathing suits. It comes equipped with a shoehorn and a hacksaw.
Why did they give you a shoehorn and a hacksaw with a bathing suit?
Well, The shoehorn gets me into the bathing suit. And after I wear it, I'll need the hacksaw to get me out of jail. So long, Fatso.
You know, there goes a nice kid, Abbott. The only thing is she's money mad.
Money mad?
Yeah, she's mad because I ain't got no money.
So what? Remember, Costello, money isn't everything. You know, you can't take it with you.
It's nice to have it here so you can say goodbye to it.
You know, my family's always had money. In fact, my Uncle Rudolph was one of the first gold miners in California. One day when he was in the mine digging for gold, he was killed by a falling spade.
A falling spade killed my Uncle Tom.
Was he a gold miner?
No, he was killed by the ace of spades that fell out of his sleeve in a poker game.
Well, Costello, you'll never have to worry about money as long as I got it. We're pals. Share and share alike.
Well, I feel the same way about you, Abbott.
That's swell. You mean you'd share everything you have with me? If you had 2 cars, you'd give me one?
Sure.
If you had 2 houses, you'd give one of them to me?
I certainly would.
And if you had 2 department stores, you'd give me one?
Yes, sir. We're pals. Share and share alike.
Swell. If you had $2, would you give me one?
No.
Why?
Because I've got $2.
So that's the way you feel, eh? I thought I was your pal. Are you trying to tell me that money means more to you than I do?
I didn't say that, Abbott.
Well, does it?
Yes.
That settles it, Costello. I'm going on my vacation to New Jersey, and I'm not taking you with me.
Who wants to go to New Jersey now? When we were there last summer, the mosquitoes were so big they were carrying baseball bats. I woke up in the middle of the night, and 2 of them were sitting on my stomach holding a conversation.
Oh, now, don't be silly. Mosquitoes can't talk.
Don't tell me. These 2 were certainly chewing the fat.
You idiot. The only mosquitoes that bite are female mosquitoes.
Well, the one that nipped me when I was bending over to tie my shoe was no lady. The night your Uncle Roy got drunk, the mosquitoes were biting him all night, and it kept me awake.
Well, if they were biting him, why did it keep you awake?
Well, they'd bite him and then come over and sit on my bed and hiccup.
Well, Costello, on second thought, I don't think I'll go to New Jersey. I need a complete rest where nobody will bother me, where the name Bud Abbott means nothing.
Oh, you're staying in town, eh?
Never mind that. Where are you going?
Well, I think I'll go to Honolulu. Last time I was there, I met a beautiful native girl. She was gorgeous, and what a figure. All day, she'd walk around carrying a big basket on her head. Then at night, she'd sneak off, and she'd meet me. Ah, brother, she taught me plenty.
She did?
Yes. You should see me carry a basket on my head.
Never mind that. Have you been getting plenty of rest?
No. And I've been having a lot of trouble going to sleep. Last night I didn't fall asleep till 11 o'clock.
What time did you go to bed?
5 minutes to 11.
Costello, you need to... Costello, you need a vacation. You've got to stop running around with girls. It's affecting your brain.
I think you're right, Abbott.
I know it.
Last night I had a date to pick up a girl at Hollywood and Vine. I drove down to Hollywood and Vine. Then I went to dinner, and all during dinner I felt as if I'd forgotten something. Then to a movie, and all through the movie I felt as though I'd forgotten something. Then I drove to Griffith Park, and I started to neck, and I still felt as if I'd forgotten something. Then I went home, and I remembered what I forgot.
What was it?
I forgot to pick up the girl. And each week at this time, the Abbott and Costello Show presents our feature singer, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Hal Winters with Matty Malnick and his orchestra.
Brush those tears from your eyes and try to realize that the ache in my heart is for you. Brush those tears from your eyes and try to realize that from now on I'll always be true. I went
mean to stay, and I will regret it until my dying day. Brush those tears from your eyes and try to realize that the ache in my heart is for you. I went away, but I didn't mean to stay, and I will regret it until my dying day. Brush those tears from your eyes and try to realize that the ache in my heart is for you.
Well, Costello, we're going to do a murder mystery. We'll need a leading lady. Now, how about that blonde actress you're so crazy about?
I ain't going with her anymore, Abbott. We had an argument about mustaches. She likes them and I don't.
You mean she wanted you to grow a mustache?
No, I wanted her to shave hers off.
I thought she was rather pretty. She has such pearly white teeth.
Yes, and when we broke up, I asked her for a picture of her face so I could remember her lovely teeth.
Well, did she give you the picture?
She didn't have a picture, so she gave me the teeth.
Well, we've got to have a leading lady. Now, wait a minute. How about that little brunette actress?
No, I'm mad at her, too. We had a date at Hollywood and Vine last week, and she stood me up.
Did you tell her off?
I'll say I did. I said, how dare you stand me up at Hollywood and Vine? And she said she was sorry, and now we have an understanding.
You have?
Mm-hmm. Now she's going to stand me up at Sunset and Vine.
Costello, I think this idea for doing detective stories is going to be a flop. You know nothing about detectives.
Well, my whole family were detectives, Abbott. My Uncle Tom was smart as a whip, but they threw him off the force.
Why?
They found out there weren't very many smart whips.
I don't believe that. Why did Tom really get thrown off the force?
Well, if you must know, he was taking bribes. He used to put the money in his shoes, and the chief found it out.
If he put the money in his shoes, how did the chief find out?
He got 18 inches taller the first week.
Who else in your family were detectives?
Well, my twin uncles, Gus and Billy. They joined the force on the same day. Billy's first assignment was to find a gorgeous secretary who had stolen $1 million from her boss.
What was Gus's first assignment?
To find Billy.
Were any of the other Costello's detectives?
Yes. Two of my cousins, Bert and Harry. They were working on a case at the racetrack. They had to find a gang that was doping horses.
A difficult case?
Oh, very difficult.
Difficult, eh?
Yeah, very difficult. Bert and Harry disguised themselves as a horse and slept in the stables. One night a guy came along and jabbed them full of dope.
What did they do?
What could they do? They came in third and paid $280.
Well, never mind that. What is your Sam Shovel story for tonight?
It's one of my most famous cases. I call it the case of the boy named Tony, whose mother kept him locked in a closet, or Tony's Home Permanent.
Sounds interesting. Well, let's get on with the case.
And now, we present the adventures of Sam Shovel, Master Detective. Brought to you by Army Surplus Sales. And here is today's radio special. Something no housewife should be without. Yes, today you can buy Fort Dix. So, rush over to Army Surplus Sales and buy Fort Dix. Bring it home and surprise the little woman. And remember, when you buy, insist on the genuine Fort Dix. Do not accept March Field. And now for the adventures of Sam Shovel, Private Detective.
Yes? I'm Sam Shovel, Private Detective. I'm sitting in my little office down by the waterfront all by myself, playing gin rummy the hard way. The hard way. Without cards. I've been playing for 2 hours, and I owe myself $900. And I'm worried. I know I'm not good for it. Being a private detective isn't a bad racket. I remember the first day I opened this detective office. I threw a party. What a party. I bought a carton of beer, and as I was carrying it up the stairs, I tripped. All the bottles were broken. Beer was leaking all over me. Everybody cheered and congratulated me. I had broken my first case. As I'm sitting here now, I feel something creeping up behind me. It's Lieutenant Abbott of the Homicides Bureau. The man who single-handed caught Babyface Nelson, Babyface Cooper, and Babyface Brown, which wasn't too difficult considering they were all babies. Detective Abbott speaks.
Hello, Sam Shovel. My, it's dark in here. Why don't you pull up the shades?
Okay, I will.
Sam, it's still dark in here.
I know. I don't have any windows.
Just look at your office. An old herring barrel for a chair, a soapbox for a desk, a rug made out of old newspapers.
Yes, you may not believe this. Lieutenant, 5 years ago I started out with nothing.
Look out! Look out!
Look.
I scared you! Look, you got another fire. You got another one. Look out! Look out!
Hey, look. Somebody made a bullet hole in the ceiling.
Just missed killing me.
How could a bullet shot at the ceiling hurt you?
If I happened to be sitting on a chandelier, I would have been killed.
Shovel, what made you go into this dangerous business?
The prizes.
There's prizes in the detective business?
Sure. If I'm lucky, I may get to be Ellery Queen for a day.
They're awake.
What was that? Oh, just the backfire of an automobile. What was that?
That must be one of the tires yelling for help.
That sound came from the building next door. Who occupies it?
The Universal International Overseas Interstate Trucking Company.
Where do they ship to?
Glendale.
We'd better go next door and investigate. It may be the killer.
Wait till I get my weapons. My gun, my blackjack, and today's newspaper.
Today's newspaper's a weapon?
If I mess with the gun and the blackjack, I'll show him the headlines in the paper and he'll worry himself to death. Let's go.
Help! Help!
Hey, look. There's a man on the floor. He's in trouble.
What happened, mister?
Oh, I've been stabbed. They put a bullet in my shoulder, a dagger in my back, and all my ribs are broken. Oh.
Does it hurt?
Only when I...
Does it hurt, mister?
Only when I laugh.
Come, man. Tell us who stabbed you.
It was...
This man is dead. We've got to find out who the killer is.
I know. I'll ask Herman the stool pigeon. He'll sell us the information.
What makes you so sure he will?
For money, Herman would sell his own grandmother.
How do you know?
I bought her 3 times already. Well, I left Lieutenant Abbott and went looking for Herman the stool pigeon. That meant a trip to the Los Angeles waterfront, the toughest part of town. What a tough neighborhood. The only place in Los Angeles where the pedestrians knock the cars down. I was scared, plenty scared. My throat was so dry I could feel the seeds in my Adam's apple. I drew my trusty revolver. I didn't know whether to put it in my holster or in my pocket. Then I decided to check if the gun was loaded. I held it against my head and pulled the trigger. Putting the gun in the hole in my head, I started for the docks. Suddenly I heard a voice. What are you like that for?
Sam.
What?
It's me, Detective Abbott.
It's dark. I can't see you.
I'm here on the wharf.
On the what?
Wharf.
I can't hear a word you're saying. There's a dog barking someplace. I looked up. Waterfront Lil was standing beside me. She was more beautiful than ever. She spoke.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Miss Waterfront.
Call me Lil, you gorgeous hunk of man.
Okay, Lil, you gorgeous hunk of man.
Never mind the romancing, Sam. You've got to find out if she's a smuggler.
Okay.
Be subtle. Don't let her know you're after information. Okay, take it easy. All right. Okay.
Lil, are you a smuggler?
Sam, I'll tell you if you promise not to turn me over to the police. Now promise you won't turn me over.
Why should I turn you over? You can't look any better on the other side.
Well, Lil, I got you at last. I'm taking you in.
Oh, no, you're not. You'll never take me alive.
Quick, Sam, put the handcuffs on her.
She got me. I'm shot.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sam. Quick, Lieutenant, call an ambulance. We'll take Sam to the hospital.
No, not the ambulance.
Sam, don't you want to go to the hospital?
Yes, but I ain't riding in no ambulance through that Los Angeles traffic. A man can get killed that way. I'll walk.
Quick, get him out of here.
Keep the house lights down, boys. We'll have a curtain call by Abbott and Costello after a final reminder on this subject.
Costello, you certainly gave a brilliant performance as Sam Shovel tonight.
Thank you, Bud Abbott.
You were full of pep. Yes, sir, you certainly were effervescent tonight.
Did you ever see me when I effervescent? Effervescent. Now I know what happened to Baron Munchausen's riders. We've got them.
Writing staff is headed by Eddie Foreman, with Paul Conlon, Pat Costello.
And our producer is Charles Vander.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody in
Good night,
Patterson. Good night.
Listen each Thursday night at this time for another great Abbott and Costello show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood. Be sure to stay tuned for the outstanding entertainment which follows throughout the evening on this ABC station.
That was really fun, the seasons that they did Sam Shovel. Fun parodies. 76 years ago, April 28, 1949, Abbott and Costello here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Tomorrow, radio's outstanding theater of thrills, suspense. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar with Mandel Kramer. A pair of episodes from Arthur and Cogan, The Mysterious Traveler and the Sealed Book, and an episode of a program called Daredevils in Hollywood. That'll be coming up tomorrow on the program. But right now, get ready to head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas.
You know, this is still the season for carefree holidays and vacations. But don't be carefree on the highway. With roads jammed with traffic, this is the time to be extra careful when driving. When you plan a trip, be sure to allow plenty of time so that you won't be forced to drive too fast or too long. When you get tired at the wheel, you lose your skill and your judgment. So don't drive too many hours at a stretch. Plan your trip so that you can stop frequently and get plenty of rest. And when you start that trip, resolve that you're going to obey traffic laws and regulations. Don't gamble with safety. Remember, the life you save may be your own.
Now, more on the Wonderful World Apartments with Lum and Abner going back 83 years. April 28, 1942. They're about to make a major mistake, as you'll figure out quickly.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner. You know, friends, you get so much for your money when you buy Alka-Seltzer that you can hardly afford not to keep a package of these modern effervescent tablets in your home. And I'll tell you why. Now, Dad, you've probably got a touch of acid indigestion or a sour, upset stomach every now and then, too, a busy day on the job or working around the yard sometimes makes your muscles pretty stiff and sore. And you, Mother, how about those occasional headaches that make you feel and perhaps even act mean and miserable? And, of course, the whole family is subject to the common distress of ordinary colds. Well, by keeping just one package of Alka-Seltzer tablets in your home, you're prepared for prompt, pleasant relief in any or all of these common ailments. Think what a genuine savings in money and discomfort that can mean. So be wise and be thrifty. Always keep a package of Alka-Seltzer handy. You can get a package at any drugstore. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum's attempt to lure Cedric and his tent away from in front of the Jot 'em Down store with a pinball machine failed when Cedric bought the pinball machine himself. But this mishap was counterbalanced by what Lum and Abner think is good fortune. For Squire Skimp informed them that he might be able to secure a friend of his who is a famous building contractor to build the proposed Wonderful World Apartments. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library, and with him is Grandpappy Spears. Listen.
Well, I don't think we got a book like that in the library, Grandpap.
Oh, yes, you have, Abner. I was reading it in here just the other day. My own eyes. It's called The Junior Mystic Fortune Teller's Guide. I know it's here somewhere.
Well, I don't see what you want such a book as that for, no way.
Well, to make some money. That's what I want it for, to make some money.
Ah, prattle.
And don't you prattle me, Abner Peabody.
Well, how are you going to make any money out of a thing like that?
Well, I'm going to tell fortunes. What do you think I'm going to do? Cedric's giving me a place in his tent out there, and I'm going to charge 10 cents a fortune. Make big money at it. Reckon where that book's at.
And just a minute, Grandpap. How do you expect to find a place in Cedric's tent? He's already got it filled up with his lemonade stand, that pinball machine.
Don't worry, I'll find it.
Here we are, right here. The Junior Mystic Fortune Teller's Guide. That's it.
Oh, my, now don't start reading that out loud, Grandpa.
Yeah, let's see here. Telling fortunes by cards.
Oh,
You got any playing cards around the store, Abner?
No, of course we ain't.
I'll have to use some other method then. Telling fortunes by palms. Got any palms, Abner?
Palms?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe we have, Grandpa.
Let's see. Telling fortunes by names and ages. I know you got a name.
Why, sure, I got a name. It's Abner Peabody. I've had that ever since I can recollect.
Hey, I believe I'll just tell you a fortune, Abner, just to brush up on it. I'll do it for you free, too.
Well, good. Doggies, I love to have my fortune told.
First of all, you got to tell me your name.
Well, I'll give you that, Abner Peabody.
Well, that's wrong, Abner.
Wrong?
According to the book here, it's supposed to be John James.
John James?
That's what it's got down here. John James. These books ain't generally wrong, neither.
Well, I do know John James. Reckon I've been going around all these years with a wrong name.
Must have.
Doggy's old mom's gonna be awful spry. He thinks my name's Abner.
All right, now, give me your age, Abner. I mean, John.
My age?
Yeah.
Well, over 40.
40? Oh, sassafras. You're closer to 90 than 40.
I am not. I'm younger than old man Quincy, and he's younger than Grandpa Masters, and he's
Wait
younger
a minute. No use arguing, Abner. John. It's down here in the book. You're, well, for the land's sakes.
What's the matter?
Abner, did you know you're just 14-year-old?
14?
Yeah, that must be a mistake. That can't be right.
No, I'll admit I'm older than that.
Oh, I've knowed you longer than that.
Yeah, it might be just turned around backwards. Maybe they meant to put down 41 there.
Well, that wouldn't be much closer. I might have the wrong page here. Maybe you ain't John James after all.
I ain't. Well, here, get this thing settled. I gotta know what my name is when I answer the telephone and all.
Mary Smith. No, that ain't you.
Oh, no, that ain't me. I'm a boy, or a man.
You know, this fortune teller's a heap harder than I figured it was. I might have to raise my price to 15 cents.
15, huh?
Wait a minute, this might be you right here, Charles Doe.
Charles Doe? Doggies, if that's me, the first thing I'm gonna do is change my name. Might change it to John James. I believe I like that better.
You can't change it, Abner, or Charles. This one must be you, 'cause it's the oldest in here.
The oldest?
Yeah, you're still just 16, but it's the best I can do for you. Well, we'll go ahead with this one just for practice.
Well, maybe what they got written down there is my fortune when I was just a boy. That's more likely it. Go ahead, tell me what it says.
Well, to begin with, Charles, according to this, you will soon take a journey.
Well?
Either a long journey or a short one, depending on its length.
Doggies, a journey. Where am I going? Fort Smith?
I don't know.
Little Rock?
It don't say, Abner.
Charles is the name.
Yeah.
You can call me Charlie, though, Grandpap. That sounds a heap more friendly, I believe.
You will soon meet a person who will have much influence in your life.
Well, now who do you reckon that is?
You must take care not to place too much trust
reckon
in this
it's Cedric? No, I've done met him.
Don't interrupt me, Charlie.
Oh, excuse me.
You must take care not to place
Might be somebody I'm going to meet on that trip to Little Rock. Does it say there when I'm supposed to leave on a trip? Wait a minute, there comes Lum up out there.
Lum?
Yeah.
I don't see him no place.
Oh, well, he just tripped over one of Cedric's tent stakes there. There he is, see him getting up there now.
Yeah, I was looking for somebody standing up.
Yeah, well, he was.
Well, let's see where I was at here. You will soon take a journey, either a long journey...
Doggies, another? I don't know where Lum will let me get away from my store for all these trips or not. Of course, the book says I'm supposed to take him, well, I reckon I'll just have to do it.
Blame them tent stakes. We just got to get shut of Cedric and his tent, Abner. That's all they are to it.
Yeah, morning, Lum.
Morning, Abner. Howdy, Grandpap. Howdy, Lum.
What'd you call me, Lum?
What'd I call you?
Yeah.
Why, Abner, of course.
Well, Charlie's my name, Lum.
Charlie?
Yeah. I never knowed it myself till just now. See, Grandpap's telling my fortune. He's taking up that sort of work.
Yes, sir. Going to set up business in Cedric's tent out there, Lum. Going to make a heap of money out of it, too. For goodness sakes, Grandpap, you can't make no money that way.
That's what I've been telling him.
Well, you fellers just wait and see. I'll show you. Now, where was we at, Charlie?
Huh?
Oh, yeah. You will soon take a journey.
Doggies, I'm getting to be a regular traveling man. Where'd I go this time, Grandpap?
Quit arguing about that. We got more important things to talk about.
Huh?
I got to brush up on my fortune-telling, Lum. Well, brush up to yourself, Grandpap. Don't bother us. I got some good news for us, Abner.
Huh?
Or rather, Squire's got it for us.
Squire?
Yeah, he'll be here in a minute. Just stopped to see how Cedric was coming along with handing out them insurance cards for him.
Oh.
Wait a minute, here he comes now.
Yeah, well, what's the good news, Lum? Is it about that contractor feller, the one that Squire's going to get first?
Well, you'll hear in just a second.
Oh.
Come on in, Squire.
Yes, thank you, Lum. Well, howdy, Abner. Grandpap.
Don't pay no attention to Grandpap, Squire. He's reading.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead and tell Abner the good news, Squire.
Well, I just had a long-distance call, Abner, from my good friend at the county seat. And I'm happy to report that he is anxious indeed to undertake the supervision and building of the Wonderful World apartment.
Well, good for him.
But that ain't all, Abner. Tell him about the prices he's going to charge.
Well, yes, that is the best news of all. Even better than I'd hoped for. You see, in the first place, my friendship means a great deal to him, naturally. So he's anxious to do any favors that he can for me. And in the second place, he waxed so enthusiastic over the idea behind your Wonderful World apartment project that he's willing to handle this whole job for nothing, Abner.
For nothing?
Yes, sir, that's right. For nothing, Mike.
Good for him. Well, hooray.
Squire says he's going to drive over here to Pine Ridge this week and discuss it with us.
Yes, huh?
Yeah. Says he wants to get started building apartments right away.
He does?
Yeah.
Well, he'll need to get some fellers to help him, won't he? He can't build a bigger building as that is all by himself, surely.
Well, no. No, you see, Abner, he doesn't actually do the labor himself. His job is to contract for all the work, you know, the carpenters and painters and cement men and all that. Naturally, why, we'll have to put the $10,000 in his name, you know, so that he can let all these contracts.
We will.
Oh, yes, Lum. That's the usual custom. Mere routine is all, you know. And that makes everything legal, you see.
Well, by the way, Squire, what is this feller's name?
Yeah, that's right. We've been so excited about getting him, we forgot to ask what his name is.
Yes, why, it's Gregory W. Dobbs.
Doggy, that sure is a fancy name. Gregory what?
Gregory W. Dobbs.
Well, there's two W's in there.
Yes.
Gregory W.
You
W.
must take
Dobbs.
care not to place too much trust in this person.
What's that, Grandpap?
You will regret any dealings you have with this person.
Grandpap, I wonder if you'd step outside with me. I'd like to talk over some business with you.
Why, sure, Squire. I'll be proud to.
Yes, well, come along, and I'll see you later then, Lum, and I'll let you know when Mr. Dobbs will arrive.
Yeah, all right, Squire. You do that. So long, Squire.
Yes, so long.
Thinking what you wanted to see Grandpap in such a hurry for.
I don't know. More likely want to get his fortune told, I reckon.
Yeah.
Dogged, I can't hardly wait to see this W. Gregory W. feller. Is he the one that Squire said built that Empire State Building?
Yeah, he's the one.
Well,
And when me and him get together and start figuring, we'll more than likely end up with a building twice as big as the Empire State Building.
He will, huh?
Oh, you wait and see.
Well, sir, now, he must be an awful nice feller, Lum, to be willing to do all this work for nothing first.
Yeah, well, just like Squire said, he's retard and don't actually need the money.
Sure.
And he knows that this is a project to do good for the community, so he wants to help all he can.
Well, I just hope he gets the apartment built fast, 'cause Elizabeth's getting awful anxious to move in.
Oh, everybody is.
It's all she talks about. Doggy, there comes Grandpap back already. Well, never taken him very long to tell Squire's fortune, did he?
Yeah, what's that he's waving there?
I don't know.
Yeah. So you fellas said I couldn't make no money out of my fortune teller.
Huh?
Just take a look at this.
Well, I do know. A $10 bill. Did Squire give you that?
Why, sure.
For telling his fortune?
I reckon so. He done most of the talking, though.
He did, huh?
Yeah, say, do either one of you fellas know what hush money means?
Say, Mrs. America, may I show you how one-a-day brand vitamin tablets compare in vitamin content with some of the everyday foods in your market basket? Now, you know there are two kinds of one-a-day vitamin tablets, one-a-day brand A&D tablets and one-a-day brand B-complex tablets. Well, about the A&D tablets, each tablet is just as rich in vitamin A as a whole pound of green celery stalks or 2 pounds of yellow corn. That tablet is as rich in vitamin D as 1 1/4 pounds of butter, as rich in both vitamins A and D as 1 1/2 teaspoonfuls of USP minimum cod liver oil. And 1 tablet a day is all you take. Now let's think about 1-a-day brand B complex tablets. Each of these pleasant-tasting tablets is as rich in vitamin B1 as 6 eggs, or almost a whole pound of raw green cabbage. It's as rich in vitamin B2 as 2 3/4 pounds of raw green beans. So you see, friends, how vitamin-rich 1-a-day tablets are. Just 1 of each, once a day. That means real convenience and real economy for you. Give your family the protective benefits of both 1-a-day brand vitamin A and D tablets in the yellow box and 1-a-day brand vitamin B complex tablets in the gray box. And look for that big 1 on each package.
Oh, dear. Yeah, 83 years ago, April 28, 1942, Lum and Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Join us tomorrow for Suspense. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. A pair of David Cogan, Robert A. Arthur stories in The Mysterious Traveler and The Sealed Book, and Daredevils of Hollywood. That's all coming up on our next podcast. See you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.